What if I told you that the reason you're not productive is not laziness, it's design? Your brain is not broken. Your environment is not random. Your habits are not accidental. They're all perfectly engineered, just not in your favor. And today, you're going to flip that. By the end of this video, you won't just feel motivated. You'll understand how to become dangerously productive, the kind of person who executes without hesitation, who finishes what they start, and who quietly outworks everyone around them. But here's the catch. This requires honesty. So let me ask you something before we begin. Do you actually want to change? Or do you just want to feel like you're changing? Because those are two very different things. Most people think productivity is about waking up early, drinking coffee, making to-do lists, watching motivation videos. That's surface level. Real productivity is psychological warfare against your own mind. Your brain has one primary goal: conserve energy and avoid discomfort. That means every time you try to work harder, focus longer, delay pleasure, your brain resists, not because you're weak, but because you're human. So the question is, why do some people still manage to be insanely productive? It's simple. They don't fight their brain, they reprogram it. Here's the first principle. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your identity. If you see yourself as someone who procrastinates, you will always find a way to procrastinate. If you see yourself as disciplined, your brain will look for ways to prove that identity true. So instead of saying, I want to be productive, say this: I am the type of person who finishes what they start. Now pause. What identity have you been unconsciously repeating every day? Comment it, because that identity is running your life. Let's talk about dopamine. Not the fake, quit everything fun advice, but the real psychology. Your brain prioritizes what gives it the highest reward with the lowest effort. So if you're constantly scrolling, watching short videos, checking notifications, your brain learns, why work when I can get pleasure instantly? That's why work feels painful. Not because it's hard, but because it's competing with cheap dopamine. So here's the shift. You don't need to remove dopamine, you need to rebalance it. Make this change. Delay entertainment until after work. Reduce instant rewards before important tasks. Make boredom normal again, because boredom is not the enemy. Boredom is the doorway to focus. Let me ask you, when was the last time you sat in silence without touching your phone? Be honest. You don't need more discipline. You need better environment control. Because willpower is unreliable, but systems are consistent. Look around you. Your environment is either pushing you forward or pulling you backward. There is no neutral. So here's what dangerously productive people do. They remove friction from good habits and add friction to bad ones. Examples: put your phone far away when working. Keep your workspace clean and minimal. Make distractions harder to access. It sounds simple, but it's powerful, because every second of resistance you remove adds up. Now think, what's one thing in your environment that's quietly destroying your focus? Comment it. Quick pause. If you've made it this far, it means you're not just watching, you're thinking. And that already puts you ahead of most people. So subscribe to NeuroShade, not for entertainment, but to train your mind to operate differently. You've probably heard, if it takes 2 minutes, do it now. That's basic. Here's the advanced version. Start everything at a ridiculously low effort. Why? Because the hardest part of any task is starting. Once you begin, your brain shifts into motion. So instead of saying, I'll study for 2 hours, say, I'll open the book. That's it. Just open it. Because action creates momentum, and momentum destroys resistance. Now ask yourself, how many things have you delayed just because you didn't start small? Most people plan their day and then ignore it. Why? Because there's no consequence. Dangerously productive people add stakes, not external, internal. Here's how. Assign specific time blocks. Attach a consequence for failure. Example, if I don't complete this task, I lose something. It could be money, comfort, free time. Your brain respects loss more than reward. That's psychology. So create pressure. because pressure creates performance. Every decision you make drains energy. What to wear, what to eat, what to do next. That's why by evening, you feel tired, even if you did nothing. Dangerously productive people reduce decisions by creating routines, repeating systems, automating choices. Less thinking, more execution. Let me ask you, how many unnecessary decisions are you making daily? You don't need to announce your goals. You don't need validation, because every time you talk about what you plan to do, your brain gets a false sense of achievement. That kills action. Instead, move in silence, work in private, let results speak, because real productivity is not loud, it's consistent, it's repetitive, it's almost boring. But that's where power comes from. Here's the final shift. You need to become addicted, not to results, but to progress. Track what you do daily. Not perfectly, just consistently. Because when you see progress, your brain releases dopamine. And now, work becomes rewarding, not forced. That's when productivity becomes dangerous. At the start of this video, I asked you a question. Do you actually want to change, or just feel like you're changing? Now you know the difference. This is not about motivation. It's about control. Control over your habits, your environment, your mind. So here's your final challenge. Pick one thing from this video and apply it today. Not tomorrow, not later. Today. And if you're serious about building a mind that executes without hesitation, subscribe to NeuroShade, because the difference between people who win and people who watch is action. You don't need more time. You need a different system. And now you have one.